1,000 greetings and welcome back to Grand Prix World. It's Wednesday once again. I hope the week has been kind thus far, but obviously we can make no guarantees. What we can guarantee is that Pedro Diniz or Giancarlo Fisichella will bring good fortune upon all our houses. Has certainly been the case this season. Let's take a look at what's going on in the news. Pedro Diniz won last time out, but Alexander Wurz got another pole position to add to his tally. Fisichella got third, but is unhappy with that, and I don't blame him. We're unhappy with him, to be honest. Sauber will be using Bridgestone rubber next season, and Stewart have elected to continue with Mechachrome customer engines. Benetton and Total will be in partnership next season, as will Tyrrell and Mobile. So that's good for them. Michael Schumacher got the fastest lap of the last round in his Jordan, and sponsors have signed sponsored agreements with sponsory people. Nothing that concerns us. What does concern us, however, is the progress that the team makes over the remainder of this season and continuing the very, very strong performances, particularly on race pace, that we've enjoyed this season. We do find ourselves in a slightly strange position in that the driver we assumed to be sort of almost guaranteed, I suppose, to retain his title has had a very patchy finishing record. Certainly not poor enough that we would consider dropping him by any stretch of the imagination, but while we never had an official 1 and 2 driver set up, it does lead me to think now that there had been a sort of subconscious feeling that Fisichella was the one we could rely on to get the job done after Diniz had a season or two where he just wasn't firing on all cylinders. That's completely turned on its head this time round, and we need to make sure that, particularly going into next season, we don't write Diniz off before the season begins. Next season will also be the final season of Fisichella's contract, so it's all to play for him if he wants to stay at a World Championship winning team, a multiple World Championship winning team, might I add. Did I just repair the cars without thinking? No, I didn't. Clever me. But I did set everything up right. Yeah. So we've got the new spec of car in the wind tunnel. We're not going to get it finished this time out, but that's all fine. We're going to reduce just a little our testing expenditure. We still want to get plenty of development testing underway. Tyres. Do we have any tyres that are not perfect? Just the hard tyres. So this will be the absolute final tyre test. We're going to waste a whole bunch of points, no doubt, but that's okay. Knowledge is power and all that. So let's order that final spec. Thank you very much, Goodyear. So I will repair the cars and then we'll go take a look at what's going down in Sponsor Town. Make sure we've got the right people joining us trackside at Spa. What we're trying to do now is focus really on keeping our relationships with key sponsors in a healthy position going into next season, because we want to try and get them to give us multi-year effing deals. Like Brembo are offering here, a 3-season deal. Yes, please. We've got guarantees everywhere else that we need it. Yeah, that's our only... Might as well play both those advantages then and see if we can't get some bonuses right out of the gate. Goodyear we will drop off here, and we will bring Brembo... Oh, damn it, they're talking to somebody else. We might have just wasted those... That's a mistake that normally I don't make, but there we go. We may have wasted those advantage cards and then maybe about to sign with somebody else, but we could just snatch it. We are currently running at 3.3 million, no, just 3 million actually, below last year's budget, and we are going to come out with less money than we had last year simply because we have less 5-star sponsors. We had to resort to taking 2 4-star sponsors in our quest for a multi-year deal, but we've still got the Diniz millions coming in. We're not in any way at risk of financial collapse at the moment, so we can certainly coast out a season or two with slightly less cashola in the bank. I'm going to replenish our spare parts stocks, always important. I am very interested actually to see how well our car performs here at Spa. Very interesting to me. I'm going to set up that way, I think, for Fisichella. And Deniz. Deniz I will set up the same way, actually. Yep, that's perfect. New hard compound is in place now for Fisico. And do we have a new wet weather tyre? Yes, we do. No new soft compound for Deniz because he doesn't need it. He's already king of the tyre world. Come on, Belgium, show me what you got. 25 degrees and strong rain. That's exactly what I was hoping for. This means I would expect, unless the car has suddenly taken on an even greater level of performance, I would expect Schumacher to take pole in his Jordan here, but this plays right into our hands, and usually, and I'm not going to try and predict this is what's going to happen, but usually we would expect the car to perform better with strong rain, and particularly because Deniz is a very adept wet weather driver. What's interesting is we have strong wind as well, and I'm still not 100% certain how that affects the car either, but I'm reasonably confident. I'm sort of erring on the side that it's probably going to work to our advantage. The cars are all set up correctly. Let's do it. And yeah, called it. Michael Schumacher takes pole in his Jordan on a 2-minute 1-second 9:44 lap. Just behind him is Giancarlo Fisichella on a 02:02.537. Mika Hakkinen, also another adept rain driver, takes third on a 02:02.645. Shinji Nakano leads home David Coulthard. We did see Nakano do quite well in the rain actually when he was at Arrows. And then lining up sixth is Pedro Deniz. That is off the pace by his standards, to be honest. I did expect him to out-qualify Fisichella here, but nevertheless, it is better than the 8s, 9s, 10s, 11s and 12s we've been qualifying recently, so definitely a positive sign. Alexander Wurz slips to 7th, Eddie Irvine takes 8th, and the Saubers of Mika Salo and John Lacey line up 9th and 10th respectively. Johnny Newhouse is outside the top 10. We had 3 failures to qualify. Jarno Trulli's Tyrrell, Alessandro Marini's Prost, and Emmanuel Collard's ridiculous French-haired Stewart all failed to make the grade. Esteban Tuero is the last starter with a 2-minute 10.419 lap time, which puts him more than a second off the back of Jan Magnussen Stewart. Prost really are in the doldrums. 22 degrees dry with a very strong wind for race day. The temperature's cool, which we do like, but dry weather doesn't suit us as well as the wet weather. This might play into the hands of one Mr. Deniz though, which would be good. We're going to have Fisichella pit in on lap 22 to divide his race equally. And Deniz will continue to stop. Not going to predict much really, except that I think, given that the cars that are better in the dry are behind us, and the cars that are stronger in the wet are ahead of us, by and large, we should find ourselves ideally keeping people like Wurz behind us, and hopefully getting past the likes of Schumacher. But Schumacher's a tough cookie, and the Jordan's a good car this year, so it's really hard to say. Why don't we find out? Giancarlo Fisichella takes the win on a 1:25.28.269. Alexander Wurz second for Ferrari on a 1:26.17.139. That's quite a big gap. Almost a full minute between them there. Johnny Herbert does his Williams proud to take the final podium position on a 1:26.27, 1:36. Celso Moreira takes 4th for Ferrari. The McLaren of Johnny Newhouse finishes 5th, and Eddie Irvine in the Williams rounds out the points paying positions. Everyone up to and including Jan Magnussen in 13th were lapped. However, we had a lot of attrition in this race, comparatively speaking, and Pedro Diniz had an accident, as did Michael Schumacher's Jordan. Engine failure took out Shinji Nakano's Prost, suspension failure took out Ricardo Ross's Tyrrell, and hydraulic failure made David Coulthard and his chin. Very, very sad indeed. Diniz continues to sit atop the pile in the Drivers' Championship, but Fisichella has closed the gap to Michael Schumacher in second to a solitary point. Arrows continue to just dominate the Constructors' Championship. Okay, so we're going to have some repairs to do to Diniz's car there, but I think we can allow him an accident considering the changeable conditions and the fact he's been far more consistent than his teammate so far this season. The new specification of car is ready, taking us to 78% of the car's potential. There's only 2 rounds to go, so we are not going to be able... 3 rounds, sorry. We're not going to be able to get the maximum out of the car this season, but we've certainly got enough out of it to not really have to worry about it. We're not going to do any more developmental testing. It doesn't make any sense. Let's hope these servo brakes work. No. Let's try for some automatic gears then. And we've got another technology upgrade to put out there. So let us first of all improve the car. We will smash out some testing. No tyre testing required anymore. It's expensive to put the miles in round here. We will cut it to about 130 miles plus 25 free miles. Boom. Yep, everything looks good there. And we can probably cut the miles some more. I'm just going to do it incrementally so we don't waste any opportunities. I'm not entirely sure what to expect out of the new specification of car. It doesn't seem like Monza's really going to be a track to take advantage of any improvement in slow cornering speed. So, yeah, I'm not sure it was really the best thing for us to be given as an upgrade, but an upgrade is an upgrade nevertheless, and it does improve general handling as well. So, although it sounds quite specialised, we should see sort of a general improvement in the car's handling anyway, which certainly will favour Diniz, who struggles a bit with a slipperier car compared to Fisichella. Do we have a deal, Brembo? God damn, we do. How is things going with the merchandise, people? Nowhere. Literally nowhere. I think it's because the demand is so weak. Let's try this, and we will bring Brembo along for the ride this time. Oh no, still going somewhere else. It'll be the next round before they're free again. In that case, we'll take Danker along. Actually, no, we won't. We'll take PIAA, who are our big-time buddy-buddy best friends. Okay, all the technology is deployed. We've repaired the cars. All the design projects are in progress. Yeah, everything's done. Everything is done. We're getting that end of season feeling. I'll throw some more downforce on the car and some more braking potential so he can brake later. I'm going to favour Diniz in setup here. I know it's Fisichella's home Grand Prix, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles. He's got a new tyre compound, so what more does he want? Okay, we can't rely on the fact that there's going to be rain here, so hopefully we have a good run anyway. 29 degrees and dry for qualifying. Not bad. Not bad at all. Out of nowhere, though, David Coulthard puts his Benetton on pole position on a 1:23.440. Fisichella outqualifies Deniz again, second round in a row, to take second on a 1:23.587. Juan Pablo Montoya out of nowhere as well puts his Jordan third, 1:23.612. I think that really does show actually how good the Jordan is potentially, and how strong the Benettons are coming on as well, and the Minardis actually. But Pedro Diniz takes fourth on a 1:23.684. Shinji Nakano fifth for Benetton on a 1:23.756. Michael Schumacher's Jordan lines up sixth on a 1:23.843. And the top 10 is rounded out by Toru Takagi's Minardi, best qualifying ever for Minardi, I think that. Alexander Wurtz's Ferrari in 8th. Eddie Irvine's Williams in 9th. And Celso Moriera, that goatee-bearded, slippery devil, takes 10th for Ferrari. Prost continued to, yeah, they just do. 25 degrees and very dry for race day. Slack wind. We will one-stop the Italian Stallion again. I think we'll do a 27-26 split. Again, I like to have the car run the shorter stint at the end, just because I don't want him finishing on iffy rubber if I can avoid it. Everything else looks good. Fingers crossed. That's the best music. Pedro Diniz gets past Fisichella on race pace, including an extra pit stop, to take first there, 1:17.15.678. Giancarlo Fisichella coming home second on a 1:17.32.458. So again, big gap there, 17 seconds more or less. Celso Moriera takes third for Ferrari. That's his first podium in a while, but one that is most assuredly deserved. 1:17.41.472 for him. Juan Pablo Montoya, Johnny Newhouse, and Michael Schumacher round out the points-paying positions. No driver was lapped only once, but everyone up to and including Emmanuel Collard was lapped twice. So there is a definite disparity in pace between the Stewarts and Prosts of the world compared to even the Minardis and the Saubers. I mean, that means he was potentially lapped at least once, maybe even twice, by Laurent Redon in a Minardi. Obviously, they're struggling with engine power issues or general aero problems there, because that is a significant performance deficit. But that's also not our problem. Pedro Diniz continues to lead on 109 points. Giancarlo Fisichella is now second on 63. That's not quite as close as I was hoping for, but it's still the best result. And yeah, we are more than 100 points clear now with Jordan in second, so it doesn't even warrant mentioning. Guys, thank you so very much for joining me. It is a pleasure to be here with you as ever. I hope you're staying out of trouble, and I will talk to you, I think, tomorrow. I'm going to try and get some stuff recorded in advance. Professional.